Coming soon to a theater near you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Minister of External Affairs, I have an announcement.
It's Raiders of the Lost Clark, starring Joe Clark.
I assure you that Canada will definitely be taking an active role in the Strategic Defense Initiative with the United States of America. Or is it with the European countries? Well, we're definitely going ahead with it. I think we are. No comment at this time.
Yes, sir. Raiders of the Lost Clark is one movie you won't want to miss. Joe Clark is Joe Clark. Follow our hero from the day he is first offered external affairs.
External affairs? Oh, no, Maureen would never let me do that.
See our swashbuckling hero in Moscow, representing Canadian interests.
Now, who is it, comrade?
It's Joe Clark, the Canadian Minister of External Affairs, and I've traveled thousands and thousands of kilometers to meet you.
I'm dead. Go away.
Okay.
Yes, there's action, there's adventure, there's excitement with Alberta Joel. See him at his diplomatic best during a state dinner.
I do enjoy a good glass of wine with my meal. Tell me, what vintage is it, Mr. Ambassador?
That's the finger bowl.
You'll see Joe get into hot water.
I can state categorically, the United States has not invited us to join Star Wars.
You'll see Joe get out of hot water.
I was just kidding.
You'll see our intrepid adventurer face untold perils in a dangerous quest.
Well, I've cut down the vines. I've bypassed the quicksand, swung over the snake pit, survived the booby-trap rock slide. Now I just have to hack my way through a few more feet, and I'll be there. At last, the temple. Gee, Brian, it sure is hard to get to see you.
Yes, Raiders of the Lost Clark. Don't miss it. Held over for another 4 years.
I hope.
Once again for the continuing adventure, The Search for Housing, starring that liberal couple, the Turners. You remember last time, the Turners were staying at the Speaker of the House's house when they came home to find the front door locked and their belongings outside on the front steps. They decided it was time to move on.
John, wake up, John.
What?
John, wake up. Wake up.
I have a supplementary question for the Prime Minister. Why, sir? Why, sir?
John,
I want to ask, why, sir?
John,
What?
you're not in Parliament. You're in bed.
Oh. Oh, right. This is where I sleep lying down. Well, what's the matter, Jill?
Oh, I can't sleep.
Oh, okay. I'll go get the sponges. You put on Ravel's Bolero.
No, John, no. John, I'm worried about finding a permanent home.
Well, Jill, I heard some good news today.
What, Stornoway is finally finished?
No, but Steve Fonyo offered us his Winnebago.
John, I want a place of our own.
Oh, now, Jill.
Oh.
We'll be in Stornoway soon. In fact, I had a talk with the plumber today.
Oh, well, what did you tell him about the plumbing?
We'd like some?
Oh, John?
Cheer up, Jill.
Oh.
This place we're in now is perfect for the two of us. It's quaint, it's cozy,
Yes, but it's so small.
but it is ours. We don't have to share it with anyone. It's free, and the location is ideal. I can walk to work from here.
Well, I guess it does have some advantages.
Oh, sure it does.
Hello in there.
Oh, no. Who is it?
RCMP. Sorry, Mr. Turner, you'll have to move. No peace camp tents allowed on Parliament Hill.
Ministry of Supply and Services. The External Affairs Minister's office? Yes, sir. It's located on the 3rd floor, first door at the top of the stairs. You're welcome, Mr. Clark.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Simpson, come in. Have you got the files for the latest government contract?
Right here, sir.
Good.
Final decisions have to be made on who gets the contracts today.
Okay, good. Let's get to it then, shall we?
Right. The first decision is for the dredging contract.
Yes.
The applicants are Acme Dredging, Consolidated Dredging, and Wilson Enterprises.
Who has the lowest bid?
Acme Dredging.
Who offers the most efficient service?
Acme Dredging.
And who's handled the contract in the past?
Acme Dredging.
The choice is clear. Wilson gets it.
Right. The next one up is for the International Airport Runway Service contract. There is a problem, sir. We forgot to advertise.
We don't have any tenders?
Well, one company did make a surprise bid.
Let me go with that company. Who is it?
Have it here somewhere. Yes, Wilson and Associates.
Right, next.
Next, the construction contract for the addition to the Federal Reserve Building. We have applications from Abramowitz Construction.
Oh, no. Too difficult a name to spell. No.
And okay, one from Mackenzie Contracting.
Mackenzie? No, we don't want to be accused of ethnic favoritism. Goodness me.
So I guess we're stuck with Wilson Construction.
I'm afraid so, yes.
Right, next we have the contract for supplying new uniforms for the entire Canadian military. We've got over 24 applications.
Are any of them named Wilson?
No, sir.
Oh, you better reissue the call for tenders then.
Yes, right away. Next, the contract to design the new dollar coin. Wonder who's going to get this one. Do you think?
Hi, how you doing? Glad to see you. Hi, how are you? Hi. Good to see you.
Mr. Prime Minister.
To what do we owe this visit, sir?
Well, it's about our patronage policy. I think the public is beginning to catch on.
Oh, you really think so, sir?
I know so.
Yes?
Therefore, I can no longer condone this kind of action. It's gotten totally out of hand, and I must put a slow down to it. I mean a stop to it.
But does this mean we're out of a job?
No. I'm a fair man. I'll give you both another chance. But this favoritism has got to stop.
Oh, no problem, Uncle Brian. It won't happen again, will it, Dad?
No.
Oh, hi. Come in, Freddie.
Hello, Premier Davis.
Oh, come on. Come on, it's just Bill.
Oh, well, Bill. Listen, Bill, I had to come and see you after what this Anglican Archbishop said about you. I mean, comparing your methods to those of Hitler. I mean, hell, you don't even have a mustache. Oh, that's new, huh?
You like it? I'm not worried about his criticism. It could have been worse.
How?
He could have compared me with liberals.
Yeah, but Bill, I hope you didn't let it get you, huh?
Hell no, you know me. Would you like some schnapps?
Schnapps, Bill? Yeah, sure. I mean, you're the last person that I would compare with Hitler. I mean,
Here we are, a little toast.
Yeah?
Deutschland über alles.
What?
I mean, cheers.
Oh. Yeah, cheers, right. Listen, Bill, I couldn't help noticing the stone eagles lining the driveway.
You like them?
Well, yeah, but they don't exactly say Brampton, do they, Bill?
Well, I got them cheap.
Yeah. I see you've renamed the house.
Well, for years it was called Baidoui, and after we were here 15 years, we renamed it Dun Roaming, and we just figured it was time for another change.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I like Berchtesgaden. And those OPP guards you got wandering around the house, I mean, where did they learn to goose step?
Oh, they're just being careful where they tread. There's a lot of dogs around here.
I see. Well, Bill, how's the good lady, huh?
Oh, Eva, she's fine. Would you like a bite to eat?
Eva? Yeah, eat, sure, yeah. Okay, Bill.
Zwei Schwarzwaldschnitzel mit Kartoffel.
Bill, who was that?
Oh, an average Ontarian Aryan. He organizes my wild boar hunts.
Bill, where do you go pig sticking in Brampton?
In the Kmart.
Bill, what has retirement done to you? I mean, look, the Tory head office sent me down. We heard what was happening, and we're worried. Frank Miller told me to tell you, right? You drop all this German stuff, and you can have anything you want. Anything, you understand? You just drop the sauerkraut deal, and you can have any job you want.
Bill? Who was that?
Oh, tell him to take down the eagle statues. The guys can stop the goose stepping. It worked.
What did?
I can get any job I want.
Oh, but dear, you're a retired premier. The only kind of job you want now is something extremely highly paid and involving no work whatsoever. A job where you don't give a darn if the books balance and be accountable to absolutely no one.
Yeah, exactly. Chairman of Ontario Hydro.
We interrupt now for this special bulletin. In an unprecedented display of goodwill, the leaders of the world have agreed to unite in the interest of peace and prosperity among all nations. That's right, they're getting together for the first time on this brand new record album, Peace on the World. This record is available now. Order today and you'll get their Royal Majesties, the Queen and the Prince.
I only want to see you standing in the purple rain. Philip, where's my purple umbrella?
Now that's a regal selection if I ever heard one. But there's a lot more to Peace on the World. You get this musical gem.
All war is stupid, and people are stupid. This song is stupid, and I am stupid.
Yes, that's Muammar Gaddafi singing his theme song. Yes, all the leaders of the world have donated their musical talents to this record. Everyone from the Philippines' Ferdinand Marcos and Turkey's wacky Bülent Ecevit to Hosni Mubarak. Yes, there really is a leader named Hosni. Buy this record and you'll rock to the song of Stevie Wonder and Soviet Premier Chernyenko.
I just called to say I'm not dead. Cookie.
Yes, Willie Nelson, eat your heart out. This record has everyone, including His Holiness Pope John Paul II.
Everybody, come on, get down and genuflare. Come on, boogie, boogie, boogie. Popes just want to have fun. Yes, the popes just want to have fun.
Doesn't that bring a tear to your eye? But there's more. You get Margaret Thatcher performing a touching love song.
Get it on. Get it on. Get it on, sucker. Get down. What it is. What it is. Say what? Oh, get it on, Dennis.
And what could be more exciting than the Prime Minister of Canada, Brian Mulroney, with this moving version of the national anthem, Conservative Style.
All right, everyone, please rise and sing with me. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, you plenty of love
And we also have this bonus song, also from Canada, John Turner and Joe Clark performing the old favorite, Dueling Politicians. think if I've ever heard one. So go out now and buy this record. If not for yourself, then for the world. Ronald is counting on you. Konstantin is counting on you. The future of mankind is counting on you. We've all got to have faith in mankind. So have faith and order this record today. Faith is what it's all about. Sorry, no checks accepted.
At the Air Farce Sports Desk, and here he comes, hockey superstar Big Bobby Clobber. Okay. Well, hi, Big Bobby.
Thanks, Big Jim.
Oh, well, Bobby, let me say this has certainly been a good season for you.
That's right, Big Jim. This has been a good season for me, but no matter how good it has been, I have to look ahead, like to the future.
Uh-huh, and Bobby, what's in the future for you?
Hockey.
Okay, but what about after hockey?
Well, my brother Billy and I have started a new business together for when our hockey playing days are over. It's like having, the jobs that we never had.
Oh, well, sounds interesting. Tell us more.
I don't have to. I brought my brother Bolly. I brought my... brother Billy with me so we can both tell us more.
Okay, well, let's get him out here. All right, everybody, it's Bobby's younger brother, Big Billy Clobber. Come on, Billy. Okay. Well, hi, Big Billy.
Hi, Big Jim. Hi, Big Billy.
Hi, Big Bobby.
Hi, Big Jim.
Yeah, hi, everybody.
Hi, Big Jim.
Okay, hi. Well, Big Billy, Big Bobby tells me that you started a business together.
That's right. We figure if we can plan ahead, then we should be able to take care of what comes, our futures.
Well, I gotta say, that certainly makes a lot of sense. Tell me, Billy, what kind of business is it?
Well, let me give you a hint, Big Jim. It has to do with cars and washing.
Oh, you're opening a car wash.
No, that's not even close.
Yes, it is.
It is? That's it exactly.
Oh. Well, I suppose a car wash can be a pretty good investment.
Yeah, well, we have a special this week.
Yeah, all our customers get their hair shampooed for free.
Oh, you're opening a hair salon, too.
No, we just leave the windows down on the car.
Yeah, we call it having your car clobberized. It only takes 1 minute and 50 seconds.
That's less time than you get for spearing.
Well, sounds pretty good to me. And, it's great to see two brothers getting along so well both on and off the ice.
We're just like brothers, like the Mahavaliches, or only difference, our name is Clobber.
Yeah, and we're not retired yet.
We're more like the Sutter brothers.
Hey, well, no way, Bobby. There's more of them than us, eh? We're more there's only the two, so we're like the Wright brothers.
Oh, yeah, except that we're into hockey instead of cough drops.
Okay, well, on that note, how'd you like to give the kids out there some good advice on preparing for their future?
Oh, I'll start. Kids, hockey's just like a car wash. Billy?
Yeah. Oh, kids, like Bobby's right, hockey is like a car wash. They both have water and towels.
So, kids, remember whether hockey or cars, when they blow that face-off whistle, keep it clean, eh?
Yeah, and leave your headlights on if you want wax.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
And be sure to pull down your antenna.
Right on. Yeah, thank you very much. Big Bobby and Billy Clobber. Great to see you.
It was an average day in the life of the world. There were 42 wars, 6 religious crusades, 52 terrorist bombings, and Liz Taylor announced it was not serious between her and a Texas manufacturer of milking machines. But at home, the hotline was buzzing between the White House and Ottawa.
Hello, Brian. My lovely wife Nancy and I would like to thank you for your superb gift of a Eskimo soapstone carving.
That was a bar of soap, Mr. President.
Oh, I thought it was a paperweight that foamed.
Now, Mr. President, I got your cable about the Strategic Defense Initiative, and there's only one question I'd like to ask.
What is it?
What the hell is it?
Oh, it's what we call Star Wars. I sent you a long memo on it.
Yes, well, Mr. President, if I read every piece of paper that came across my desk, I'd wear out my lips.
Yes. I know what you mean, Brian. Personally, I get Nancy to read it all and give me the main points when I wake up. Why don't you do that?
Well, that's an excellent idea. You think Nancy would agree?
No, I meant with Moolah.
Mila.
Oh, whatever. Now, look, Brian, we need Star Wars to stop the Russians.
Oh, I don't think you need worry about the Russians anymore. Now they've got a leader who's young enough to have a future. Oh, sorry, Ron.
Now, look, Brian, if you can't contribute to the cost of Star Wars, maybe we can do a deal. What do you know about Contras?
Nothing. I'm Catholic. I never use them.
The Nicaraguan Contras.
I don't care where they come from.
It's a rebel army trying to topple the government of Nicaragua. The Congress has refused me the funds for their support. Now, if you could send a Canadian Army unit down there, secretly, of course, to help the Contras, I'll let you off the hook on Star Wars.
Well, I don't know, Mr. President. Our own army is stretched pretty thin. We had a general die in Ottawa the other day, and we had to airlift troops home from Cyprus to get enough pallbearers.
I'll tell you what, Brian. You do this for me, and when you come down here next, I'll get Nancy to take Moolah to her fiberglassing company for a permanent set.
Mr. President, it's a deal.
Excellent. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir?
Get me the Minister of Defense.
He's not in his office, sir, but he left this number.
Well, get him for me, please.
Certainly, sir.
Hi, Lulu Stripperama. Don't put us on, because we take them off.
What is this? Is the Minister of Defense there?
I don't know. What's he look like?
Well, he usually wears an old raincoat.
Yeah, they all do. Hang on now. Are there any cabinet ministers here? They want the Minister of Defense.
Oh, that's me, Lulu. I'll take it. Hello?
Mr. Nielsen, what's going on there?
Oh, Prime Minister, sir, we're just holding an unofficial cabinet conference, just kicking around some policy directives.
In Lulu's Stripperama?
Well, that's just a cover, sir. This is a private conference room in Hull.
Oh, come on, Velcro lips. You come on back to the table and I'll put my balloons on, huh? Come on,
I suppose that's your secretary?
No, Prime Minister. She's the undercover RCMP officer in charge of security. Yeah.
Yes, well, let's get down to business, Mr. Nielsen. I've got myself a problem, and, Mr. Nielsen, are you listening?
You better believe it, sir.
Good. Well, I promised Mr. Reagan I'd send Canadian troops to Nicaragua. But I don't want to send good troops. I want to send the most useless, innocuous outfit we've got. That way, we won't stir up any trouble. Now, which outfit would that be?
Well, sir, the most useless unit we've got has got to be the, well, it's the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers.
So that's the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers. Ooh.
No, sir, just the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers.
I didn't realize you were bilingual. All right, well, send them to Nicaragua under secret orders and keep this conversation to yourself. This call was never made. I'm getting off the line now. I said I'm getting off now.
Well, that makes two of us.
In the long history of war, the name Governor Simcoe Bombardiers is seldom heard. In the War of 1812, they were at Lundy's Lane when the battle was at Queenston Heights. They left Lundy's Lane and made it to Queenston, just as the Battle of Lundy's Lane began. In the First World War, they arrived in Europe with a flourish, hitting the beaches, closing with the enemy, and lobbing mortars into the town. The residents of Liverpool were not amused.
During the Second World War, the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers spent 4 years surrounded by Germans and outnumbered 10 to 1. But not once did they flinch. Guarding prisoners of war was a tough business. Then finally, they got into battle in France, a 3-day no-holds-barred fight against the 1st U.S. Airborne at Madame Francine's Bar and House of Rest. That's a bad translation from the original French. Today, the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers are based at Camp Kikiwawa in training for any conflict their country might send them to.
Not bad, man, not bad. Now let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, that was much better. Now, any questions?
Yeah, okay, Sarge, Sergeant? I got a question, when are we going to get to do this with bullets?
Times are tough, guys. You gotta wait your turn. Right now, the Van Doos have got the government bullet.
Oh, that's
Now, come on, man.
Look, hey, Sarge, the only reason, we signed on, was because of those TV commercials. Yeah, guys playing hockey outdoors in Egypt.
Or like sailing a boat full of women up a fjord in Tahiti.
Yeah,
There's no life like it. There's no life like it.
Yeah, so we thought we were going to go to remote places and hear exotic foreign tongues.
So you did. You went to Quebec and you didn't understand a damn word they said.
That's the same, eh?
All right, officer present. Attention.
All right, stand at ease, men. I have excellent news.
The bullets arrived.
The bullets arrived.
Men, the Governor Simcoe Bombardier should stand proud. I've just received orders.
He's going to be a priest.
He's going to be a priest.
No. Try to be a priest. We've been singled out to perform a dangerous mission essential to the saving of our country.
Oh, no, sir. Not collecting the empties in Camp Petawawa again.
Oh, this time it's for real, Sergeant. What do you know about the Contras?
Well, they were all there when I counted them this morning, sir.
The Nicaraguan rebels. Well, we're being shipped down there to help them.
Wait, just a point of clarification, officer, sir. Does this mean, real shooting with live ammunition and killing and things?
Well, of course.
Hey, well, that was never in the commercials, sir. No. I mean, we'd have noticed it, eh? It's hard to miss someone getting deaded.
Men, this is no time to bitch and moan. Remember, you are members of the Governor Simcoe Bombardiers. A group of men who've gone down in history. Frequently. Here's an opportunity to put this regiment on the map. So I ask you to simply remember that great battle that this regiment fought in the past, and the battle cry of the survivors as they staggered from Madame Francine's Bar and House of Rest.
Head of 7, quick!
Brian?
Yeah.
Did you send down that unit?
Yes, Mr. President. At last report, we had sneaked a battalion of Canadian troops inside the Nicaraguan jungle.
Well, how did you get them sneaked in?
We dressed them in loud shirts, knee-length shorts, and straw hats and sent them down as a Ward Air charter.
But how are
Now,
they...
don't you worry about the Canadian military, Mr. Reagan. You just leave it to our capable defense minister, Eric Nielsen. You won't find a more nutsy, fun-loving, off-the-wall, devil-may-care, wild and crazy guy anywhere.
You don't mean that?
No.
Well, keep me posted, Brian, and give my regards to Mula.
Mila. And give my love to Nancy.
What?
I said give it to Nancy.
Well, I'll certainly try.
All right, come on, man. Get to it. Hurry it up. We've got to finish this swimming pool by this evening.
Can we stop for a minute, Sergeant?
Why?
I got a leech sticking to me.
I told you what to do. You burn it off with a cigarette.
Yeah, but how do you bend over, hold a mirror, and smoke all at the same time?
That's when you know who your friends are. All right, men. Take 5. Okay, relax.
What's the hold-up, Sergeant?
The men, sir, they've been going constantly since breakfast.
Yes, it affected me the same way. But we've got to get this swimming pool built and ready by sunset.
I know that, sir. We've already inflated the female dolls in the bikinis.
Good. And the blue hot air balloon?
Yes, sir, it's ready. The diving board will go in shortly. And we've got one guy with his arm in a cast who can't unscrew his bottle top.
Look, sir. Look, sir. Look. I think I see the enemy approaching. Up there.
Where?
Look, up on the hill. They're swarthy, unshaven, broken noses, teeth missing. It's either the enemy or the Frank Sinatra fan club.
No, that's the enemy, all right. Tell the troops to take their place.
All right, soldiers, grab a beer each, sit around the pool looking as thick as a 2x4, snap the bra straps on the inflatable women, and prepare to fall into the pool at will, okay?
The enemy's seen us. They've fallen for it. Look at that. They can't resist what they're seeing. All right, let's hit it.
When you're smiling, Bruce smiles with you.
Keep it up, men, until you see the whites of their eyes. We're going to show them what our country stands for. We're going to subdue this bunch by the activity in which Canada leads the world. Partying!
Tonight on The National, there are reports of a gigantic party in the forests of Nicaragua. And at home, a leading CBC personality secretly undergoes a sex change operation. The National.
Good evening. I'm Knowlton Nash. The gigantic party going on in the Nicaraguan jungle has drawn a total of 500,000 government and rebel troops. But no firing can be heard, and no one has come out of the jungle. Reports of Canadian involvement were denied this morning by External Affairs Minister Joe Clark.
Well, I can state categorically that there are no Canadian troops involved. We made a point of counting them this morning. But anyway, I, as Minister of External Affairs, would have known. Brian tells me everything.
Well, Mr. Clark, sir, I'd like to talk about your upcoming visit this week to the United Nations.
Oh. Was that where he's sending me?
Sir, how are you going to explain an outfit with maple leafs on their helmets, walking around partying, and constantly bombed out of their minds?
It's the Toronto Maple Leaf Training Camp.
President Reagan speaking.
Hello, Ronnie. It's Margaret.
Why, hello, Margaret. I haven't talked to you since we made college co-ed follies together for MGM back in 1936.
Thatcher, not O'Sullivan.
Oh, that Margaret. Well, how are you, Madam Prime Minister?
Yes, fine, thank you. Just a moment now. I've got Brian Mulrooney here somewhere on a conference call.
Check for $36 million and say we didn't know it was his brother-in-law. Hello?
It's Margaret Thatcher, Brian.
Oh, Madame Prime Minister, my dear, close personal friend of the opposite sex in England. I want to say that I'm a little upset with what's gone on, all that hassle we had over my pictures with the Queen.
Well, we did not like the way your aides kept shouting, could we have a little more leg, Queenie?
Now, Mrs. Thatcher, they were only doing their job.
Doing their job?
That's right.
Taking down 3 pillars in Westminster Abbey with jackhammers just so CTV could photograph your good side? You people should wake up.
What is it, Nancy? I was just having a quickie. 40 winks. Sleep, that is.
Just drink the smelling salts, Ronnie. Now, Brian, we rather like what the Canadians have done in Nicaragua.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Prime Minister.
Well, but he spoiled a perfectly good war.
Oh, come out from behind your horse and smell the roses, Ronnie. We should be sending the Canadians to every trouble spot in the world to do the same everywhere, what they've done in Nicaragua.
Well, I don't know. Could you get enough volunteers, Brian?
Well, let me put it like this, Mr. Reagan and Mrs. Thatcher. Canadians have always been ready to serve their country, and I'm sure if it's explained to them properly that they're going abroad on an indexed government salary with limitless free booze, I think there will be enough true blue patriots who will say to themselves, well, someone's got to do it.
This This is Lothar Fensterwald with Dick Davis reporting live from Dockside in Halifax Harbor. This is the most incredible sight in Canadian military history.
As far as the eye can see, Canadian regiments lined up and ready to ship out to UN peacekeeping assignments all over the world.
Regiments which have been renamed to reflect their new international role.
And here's a crack outfit you may recognize, resplendent in their new uniforms. It's the Royal 22nd Labatt's Blues.
With the new screw-top hat. And behind them, it's the Molson Golden Grenadiers.
I think that's Golson Molson, I think, yes. And now we see another famous outfit. It's the Princess Patricia's Light Ales.
Oh, yes. All you ever wanted in a regiment and less.
They're all boarding these fine ships of the Canadian Navy, HMCS Catawba, HMCS Canadian Club, and the oddly named HMCS Aquavelba.
And they seem to be taking with them 112 million cases of beer.
And that's just for the troops on the one-week crossing.
The National with someone named Nash.
Good evening. Today, Canadian troops moved into the world's trouble spots, and first reports were optimistic. CBC reporter Mike Brittletwit was with one of those units.
The Canadians moved into this city at dawn, and once reconnaissance teams gave the all clear, platoons began erecting temporary bars at all major intersections. The first natives on the scene approached cautiously, but after breakfasting on pickled eggs and pepperoni, they entered into the swing of things. By 9 a.m., this town was one rip-roaring party. Asked if this unusual beginning to the day took him by surprise, a local resident had this to say.
Oh, no. Once Mass is over, all Irish towns are like this, you know.
Reports coming in from all over the world indicate the Canadian peacekeeping methods have been successful. In other news, in a bid to keep up ratings, CTV has sent Lloyd Robertson for a sex change operation.
Yes, everything was a success. Within weeks, every trouble spot in the world was awash in alcohol, and you couldn't hear the gunfire for the popping of corks. It was one continuous global Grey Cup night. Canada had brought peace to the world, and at the United Nations, Brian Mulrooney stepped forward to accept the plaudits.
Thank you. Hi, good to see you. Hi, good to see you. Yeah. It's wonderful to be here at the United Nations. I haven't confronted so many nationalities all in one room since my party organized a fundraising euchre tournament in a North Winnipeg pool room. But let us remember this. Every nation is known for its special skills. Switzerland, the cuckoo clock. Sweden, the Volvo and sex, often at the same time. Hungary for its beautiful gypsy music and indigestion. And China, well, with 1.2 billion people, it certainly isn't the production of latex. But we in Canada have an outstanding skill, partying. It's a heritage passed down to us by our forefathers, and even today we teach our children the saying, remember, Sir John A. Macdonald gave up his liver for people like you. We owe the development of this unique skill to those grand old Canadian families, the Molsons, the Labatts, the O'Keeffes, and the 50s. Yes, Canada has at last found its role in the world. We will bring peace everywhere. No matter where in the world there are people in conflict, Canadians will be there to get them peaced.
Hello, my friends. It's a Wendell of Weirdsley here with the Wendell of Weirdsley Tower of Power Inspirational Happy Hour. Oh, and my friends, let me say thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Wendell Weirdsley, with a capital W to capital W, into your television home. Oh, friends, I know you could have just pushed your little button and zapped me away to cry my heart out in the wilderness, but you didn't, did ya? Oh, bless you for that. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Oh, what is your name and the town that you are from? Oh, friends, that is why it is such a joy for me to stand here today, tax-free in America, sending my message out to the whole world. world, and also to our good friends in Canada, even though their money's worthless, so they have to send more. And my friends, I've got a very, 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 very special treat for you today. A brother preacher is coming to preach, and I wrote a poem to introduce him. It goes something like this. He's a full of fire, but not too brainy. A Pentecostal version of Ayatollah Khomeini. Inspired he is, but never a braggart. Yes, my friends, here's Jiminy Slaggart.
Thank you, Brother Weirdsley. Friends, I hold in my hand a book. You all recognize this book? That's right, Mother Goose. This book, filled with poisonous lies and distortions, has become the Bible of this country's 6-year-olds. And what makes it more alarming, you won't find this book listed in the file cards at the school under M. Oh no, it's listed under G. Goose Mother. With a comma. Where is this country headed, friends? If you think the title's violent, it'll open your eyes when you realize what hideous satanic blasphemy lies between the covers. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them broth without any bread, and then she whipped them soundly and sent them to bed. What does this imply? There's no suggestion that this unrelentingly promiscuous old single parent of the shoe persuasion that she should practice any sort of restraint, that she should become celibate, that she should cut back in any way and be chaste. No, no. According to this writer, this old shoeish mother should just carry on with her hedonistic sleeping around and then victimize all her illegitimate offspring by whipping them soundly, and then sending them not to church, not to McDonald's, not to the 7-Eleven, not to Becker's, to bed without any bread. Where is this country headed? Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Everywhere Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Why? What was Mary doing with this little lamb? Why does little Bo Peep go around bothering sheep? Why is she warned to leave them alone? Are these the kind of women we want our 6-year-olds to emulate? Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. It's obvious to anyone with half a brain. It's clear to me. This Mr. Spider is a perverse stereotype of a decent, law-abiding renovator. What the poetry is really saying is, along came a spider who sat down beside her, evicted Miss Muffet, gutted her tuffet, and made 3 condominiums. The writer wants us to believe that Mr. Spider is doing something wrong, but carefully avoids telling us what illicit practices Miss Muffet was using her tuffet for. What citizens were leaving her tuffet at 4 a.m. with marijuana on their breath, returning to New Brunswick. Where is this country headed? Listen to Goose Mother. 3 blind mice, see how they run. They all run after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Surely these 3 little handicapped rodents, God's little creatures, should surely be forgiven for running after a farmer's wife. They're blind. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. But the child that is born on the Sabbath day is merry and bright and good and gay. What a despicable way to attack the clergy. Rub-a-dub-dub, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. 3 men in a tub. I think we all know what that's about. The answer comes in the next verse. Goosey, goosey, gander. How does that grab you, my friend? Old King Cole was a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, he called for his bowl, he called for his fiddlers 3. Old King Cole is not ancient history. Old King Cole is not yesterday. Old King Cole is now, and we should tell our 6-year-olds the truth. Old King Cole was a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, he called for his bowl, and got busted by the RCMP. Where is this country headed? I'd like to close with a little poetry of my own, friends. Roses are red, violets are blue. Heaven loves me, and so do I.